or fake things to generate content. And I was accused of that a little bit on that whole deal where we had the inspector come out and inspect. Okay, I will. I'm gonna tell y'all what that was. I'm gonna tell y'all what that was all about and what brought that on and what the complaint was. So y'all, I'm down here shooting a video, setting up cameras, and we're gonna get a nice shot of me driving in here in the tractor and hooking up to the bush hog in just a second. We'll get to that. But I put these Japanese beetle traps out, gosh, an hour, maybe two hours max. Give me the benefit of the doubt, 2 hours max. And these are these little old Spectracide bag of bugs. And I got it at the local hardware store. You can get them on Amazon. I'll put you a link in the description down below. But I came over and we got these little, so they're mating. Got these little horn dogs up here on the top of the bag. They've got a little old lure that you put right here. That's what the lure looks like. But I don't know, down in this thing, if y'all can see, let's see if I can get it so you can see. Oh, man. Absolutely full. Well, not full, but I mean, there's a gob of them things. There's a gob of them things down in there. It's crazy. And they're just crawling all over the place. So, and the reason I put these out, I had a, look at there comes another. Land on that thing. I was hoeing the garden out this morning, just going through, checking everything, and I noticed on my green beans, I had a bunch of Japanese beetles flying on them things. And I'd seen some over here the other day on like my potatoes and peppers and stuff like that. So Saundra got these at the hardware store the other day, and I put them out this morning, and dadgum, they work. I mean, here it is. Don't have to spray anything, nothing. Spectracide bag of bug. I'm gonna put a link in the description down below. But if you got Japanese beetle problems, man, this sucker works. It actually works. All right, let's work around here and get back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Saundra out at Sheraton Park Farms in the kitchen. Chuck's gonna get me for stealing his intro. But anyway, as you can see, we are here making some lemonade. This is my juicer. You can tell by the handle that it has been loved quite a bit, very well used. I got this out of a old drugstore in High Point, North Carolina. So let me finish juicing these lemons, and we'll talk about making lemonade.
Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. Man, it's another hot day here in North Carolina. Today, we've got our meat chickens out here. We've not talked about them much lately. Got our meat chickens, and also I've got that group of guineas that we had up in the brooder. I've got another group of guineas that just moved down to the hatching box this morning. Guinea eggs. Got these guineas out here and our meat chickens, and it's time for them to move. But what we need to do, the area that we're moving them in, we've got some pretty high grass. So we're gonna need to mow them a spot so they can move forward. And also, I've had this question come up a lot the past couple of weeks. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but those noise makers, motion activated. We put them out here because we were having some predator problems with our chickens. But I've had a lot of questions about, do we clip our pastures this time of year? And part of the reason for that is, let me turn this thing around and show y'all. A big part of the reason is we're in fescue country. And fescue is more of a cool season grass. And what happens is, as that fescue matures, runs up and develops a seed head, the reason that happens around here is because we don't have enough cows to keep everything eaten down. That fescue starts to die off, turns brown, and really becomes very unpalatable to the cows. This is very stemmy. It's got a lot of stem to it. Cows don't like that, and then it's got a seed head on top. So the question is, do we clip pastures to knock all that down so that we can get more sunshine and more light down to our warm season grasses and clovers and some of those other forages that are coming on? The answer to the question, do I clip? Yes, I have in the past, and I think I'm gonna clip a little bit today. We're down here on the very low end, the far end of what we call the meadow, which is the area right in front of the house, connects to the garden, connects to the house. Hay barn, or excuse me, sawmill shed, for those of you for orientation, is that way and to the right a little bit. And so this is a big area. This actually was our winter sacrifice pasture last year, and we've got a lot of new grasses coming up here at the bottom of this hill. I don't know if you can tell or not, but that's where we've unrolled hay in the past. So we're gonna do a little bit of pasture clipping today. I'm also gonna mow an area for these chickens. We're gonna move their netting, we're gonna move them. Brittany came in this morning and has fed and watered everybody. They're just due for a move. And I told her I would do that because we needed to mow and move fence. So I'm gonna handle that. So y'all hang out with us for a little bit. Let's do a little pasture clipping. Let's move some chickens. If we have time, I don't know what we're gonna get into. I'm not gonna make any promises. But we got plenty to do. So hang out with us for a little bit. Let's get a little work done.
So I'm making 2 gallons of lemonade today. And I bought 2 big bags of lemons at Sam's a couple days ago for this. And it looks like I'm shooting for 8 cups worth of lemon juice. So I've got my container out here. I'm going to mix my lemonade in. And I've ended up with 6 cups of lemon juice. So I'm going to pour that in. And to that, I'm going to add 18 cups of water. And I'm using hot water here because I'm going to be adding 3 cups of sugar to it, and that'll help it dissolve faster. So this is 8 cups. There's 16 and 18. Alright, so now I'm going to add 3 cups of sugar.
Y'all, it is hot. I mean, it's miserable hot. And I saw somebody posting on one of the, it's a homesteading group or a chicken group or something this morning, talking about keeping your chickens cool in this heat and what to do. And you know, these birds actually do, come on birdies, I got to turn that mess off. We put them things out to keep the predators away. I don't know if it works. Well, I guess it does. Not had any predator problems. But anyway, somebody's talking about keeping your chickens cool in this weather. And first off, let's go birds. First off, these birds actually do pretty good in the heat, believe it or not. We seem to get better growth. Y'all jump up. We seem to get a little better growth, believe it or not, when it is hot. Y'all watch out when it is hot. But a couple things you can do. Number one, make sure you keep plenty of water on them. And this time of year, you've usually got to check your water twice a day. Water them in the morning and then re-water them in the evening. Daggone it. Y'all get out of there. Come on, get out. I don't know what you're bunching up in that corner for. Yeah. I'll get said what I want to say in a minute. But water them twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening. And also something you can do is feed. They're not, these ain't wanting to move. They're new. I swear these are the dumbest dadgum animals. I don't want to run over them, but son of a gun. That's all they're getting. Let's try this again. So somebody posted on one of the homesteading groups or chicken groups asking about keeping your chickens cool. Folks are saying put a fan on them, all kinds of crazy stuff. These birds actually do pretty well in this heat. It does stress them, but we found Cornish grows better in the summer than they do in the cooler months. But a couple things you can do if you're concerned about heat stress on them, and I get it in these, I'm not discounting heat stress. These hot days, water them twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening. Make sure they got plenty of water. And number two, something you can do is feed in the evening. When a chicken eats and they trigger their digestion, their body temperature normally raises, comes up. So if you'll feed those birds in the evening so that their body temperature is coming up as that ambient air temperature is coming down, you can mitigate a little bit of heat stress doing that. So feed them in the evening and not in the mornings. If you're feeding them in the mornings, their body temperature's coming up as the ambient air temperature's coming up, does pose a little bit more of a heat stress on them. So those are two strategies that you can use to help keep your chickens a little cooler in this hot weather.
The normal recipe for this is 6 cups of water, 2 cups of lemon juice, and 1 cup of sugar. So we'll see how close I get to 2 gallons here. And we gotta try it. Might add a little bit for more sugar. Oops. That's about another half a cup. We'll see what that does to it. Oh, much better.
See, these guys move a lot better. Whole lot better.
Okay, now we're going to see if we can get these into our pitchers without spilling it everywhere. Boy, we are real close. Like maybe a cup. Getting to 2 gallons. That's close enough for me. So we'll take these out to the cooler. Let them be cooling for a couple of days. And then they'll be ready. I've already made my tea. I've made 2 gallons of it also. And I just do it by feel. In 1 gallon jug, I'll put 4 tea bags and usually about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Not a whole lot. I like sweet tea, but I like to taste the tea more than the sugar. Okay, so here's my 2 gallons of tea ready to go with my 2 gallons of, or my 2 gallons of lemonade ready to go with my 2 gallons of tea, and folks can make them a Arnold Palmer all day long.
All right, a little later in the day, and Saundra came out to help me. Oh, Whistle Britches there. Came out to help me. No, don't y'all do it.
No.
And we've got somebody that's been watching us. We've been out here working for, I guess, 10 or 15 minutes. I look around, and this one's just standing there. Sorry, it's shaky.
Maggie.
That was just standing there watching us.
Maggie.
See how far away she is. Maggie and Reuben have taken an interest in her.
Maggie, come here.
But
Maggie, come here.
she's just watching.
Maggie. Good girl. Good girl.
And that's what she's doing, just standing there, just watching us. It's interesting. So I was telling Saundra last night, I went out to put the dogs up. We close them up in the shop at night. And I shine my flashlight down here in this field. Y'all don't. Oh, she took off running. We shine my flashlight down here in this field. There's probably 8 sets of eyes down here. I mean, there was deer everywhere. Yeah. So.
Maggie, come here.
But anyway, we came out to finish this. We've had a couple rain showers come through and kind of disrupted my filming. But here's what we've done. We've set our netting back up. We'll put an Energizer on this. For years, we've done this without netting. We would just move them every day, and that was fine. But this year, we've had so much predator problems, stuff getting in there, digging under, and that kind of thing. We just got to put netting up. So we got this netting up. We'll put an Energizer back on it and keep moving them. It's an added step about every 3rd or 4th day, but if that's what we got to do to keep these birds safe, then that's what we'll do. Because these birds are expensive. We had some loss a few weeks ago, and I got to figuring up, and the birds that we lost, we probably had at that point in time probably about $8 in them, and we lost 15. So you can kind of do the math. And while you have some that survive and you spread your loss out across them, you know, that's a whole lot of loss. That's just let's see, 80 and then another 40. So $120 in one night. I mean, that's unsustainable. You can't do that for long. So we got to do what we can to protect them. And again, y'all, I'm out here. I didn't bring a tripod or microphone or nothing, so I don't know what the sound of the video on this is going to look like. Egg birds, time to move. They'll move tomorrow. They'll move right over there. We got a spot mowed. So we'll just pick all the netting up. We'll put new netting out, close up the thing, wheel them over there, and then pick up the old netting. It works out pretty good. We get asked about these a lot, these dark colored eggs. These are from some black copper morans. We've got, there went one of them. We've got a handful of them, and they just lay a pretty egg. Did you drop that on purpose?
Yeah.
Them old hens go broody. They get fussy. They get fussy, don't they?
I don't even have one.
Bring her back out of that one. She'll bite you.
She got me.
Did she get you? She'll bite you. There's one of them. She'll sit in the box and you'll reach your hand in the box next door and she'll get you. Let me tell y'all, if you ain't never been henpecked, It hurts, don't
Bring
it?
the blood.
Yeah, they'll bring the blood, and it hurts like a dickens.
Eat your fool out of it.
Yeah. All right, that's it. So this is the trick on clean eggs. You know, I argue with people about this all the time. People want to sell you something. They want to sell you some stupid egg cleaning product. Close your nest boxes up at night. Don't let egg washing machines, yeah. Close your nest boxes up at night. Don't let your hens sleep in there. Keep your nest boxes clean. Look at this. That's a clean nest box. There ain't no poo in there because we don't let them sleep in there. Keep your nest boxes clean. Don't let them sleep in there at night, and you'll have clean eggs. You don't need to go buy something. You don't need to buy some magic egg washer thingamabob that looks like a prophylactic with scrub fingers on it. Just keep your nest boxes clean. Don't let them sleep in it. Hold on a minute. You'll run her in. Look at her. She got in herself. She knows what the deal is.
When you see 2 or 3 out and it's the same 2 or 3 every day, you know they've found the hole.
Yeah, they figured out how to get out. But if you'll keep them nest boxes clean, don't let them chickens sleep in there. Right there's what your eggs look like. That egg don't need washing. You don't need to wash it. It's fine. Now sometimes they'll break an egg in a box. And that's what this is. They'll break an egg in a box. And the other eggs will get yolk on them, and it makes them sticky. And it causes the shavings or whatever to stick to your egg. But, I mean, look at there. You can just knock it off. I mean, it's fine. It don't hurt nothing. But if you keep your nest boxes clean, and we done collected once today, keep them clean, that's what your eggs look like. Don't need to wash them. It's crazy. You want to talk about you don't want to talk about your ducks?
You can.
So, about a week ago, about a week ago, we had something get into our ducks and our geese. And there were, how many geese were there? There was 5 geese.
There was 5. Was there 5 geese?
There was 5 geese.
There was 10.
10, it got 10 altogether.
5 geese and 5 ducks.
5 geese and 5 ducks. Something got in them. And happened at night. We didn't close them up. We didn't put them in the tractor because, well, I'll just tell you, Saundra and I were fussing about something and we forgot.
Fussing about nothing.
We was fussing about nothing. We was, listen.
It's that, you know how you fight really good without saying a word?
Yeah.
That was one of those.
It's one of those. Yeah. We were fussing. We were fighting
all night without speaking to one another.
Yeah. Next morning, the ducks were dead. Ducks were gone. Geese were dead, but the geese didn't have a mark on them. But me and her was fussing about something and forgot to come out and close the ducks up, close the geese up, and they suffered because of it. But y'all, I've been wanting to say this. Y'all seen we've changed our format up a little bit. We're doing a little bit different stuff, showing some more Saundra's cooking and that kind of thing. And I was talking to another guy that does YouTube about this other day. I'm not going to mention his name, but he and I were talking about how it seems like there's getting to be more and more folks that are out here on social media and that kind of thing that they make stuff up. I mean, it is what it is. They fake and they make stuff up, and you can, I mean, I'm certainly not calling any names who I think it is, but people do that to get clicks. But I promise you one thing that we will never do here is we will never make stuff up or fake things to generate content. And I was accused of that a little bit on that whole deal where we had the inspector come out and inspect. Okay, I will. I'm gonna tell y'all what that was. I'm gonna tell y'all what that was all about and what brought that on and what the complaint was. Because I've had people say, "Oh, you're just faking it. You're not telling the truth. You're just doing that to get clicks." Yeah, we've had several people say, we didn't tell what it was, and I didn't tell what it was at the time because I didn't want In my mind, I thought, well, if I say what it is, then other people are going to start making the same complaint because they're going to start looking close and, you know, trying to find stuff to complain about and that sort of thing. So what the complaint was that we were not processing our chickens in a sanitary way and that we were not labeling our product appropriately. Those were the two complaints that the North Carolina Department of Agriculture got. It did come from a video. The inspector did it. He admitted that it came from a video, but that's what it was. And like I'd said on that particular video, I think someone watched it on one of those little short videos that gets put up on Facebook from our longer form content and took it out of context. And I'm trying to give the individual, whoever it was, the benefit of the doubt. But here's the thing. In North Carolina, you can process your chickens outside open air, which is what we do. We have stainless steel equipment, which is, we have to have some stainless, don't we?
Yeah.
We don't have to have any. We have stainless equipment. Apparently we don't have to have that, but you can process in open air. We've been inspected. We've got an exemption to be able to do that. He did say that on our labeling that we can't use the word pastured poultry. And why is that? It's because it's not a...
In North Carolina, you can't put any claim on a package that you can't prove.
Right. And
Which we can prove that, but there's no process through the state to certify.
There's no body. Like organic, there's some different companies that you can go through to get... I'm trying to hold this phone by hand. There's some companies that you can go through to get that organic certification for that organic label, but there's nobody that does that for pastured poultry.
The state would have to have somebody, that's all they do is go out and say, well, if you want to put pasture-raised chicken on your label, then they have to come out here and certify that you have pasture-raised chicken. Well, they're not going to do that.
Right, and nobody does that. So we did have a legit labeling claim. Of course, I'm sorry about that. I don't have a tripod or anything. So somebody did say that our product, well, they actually said we weren't labeling it, wasn't it?
I don't know. We weren't labeling something properly.
So we
had dirty processing.
And we had dirty processing. So the inspector came and looked. Everything was fine. The processing was fine. The labeling, we did have to make some changes on our labeling, which is fine. It's no big deal. Because on the labeling thing, and I've talked about this in the past, people come up and say, is your product organic, or is your product non-GMO, or is your product this thing, that thing, or the other thing? And I've always told people, let me explain to you how we do stuff, and then you decide if that matches up with your value system. So even though we can't continue to use that pastured word on our product, we can still continue to tell people this is how we do it, and this is how the chicken's raised. This is what we do with it. This is the life that it has, and then they decide if that's what they want to buy or not. So, like I said a minute ago, I promise y'all we will never just make crap up for clicks or views or anything like that. We don't fearmonger here. There's a lot of channels there that do. They fearmonger. I mean, that's all it is. If y'all watch much YouTube, you know who I'm talking about. But we really do honestly try to be real, be genuine, be authentic here, and we just are what we are. We just don't make stuff up. So the other night, like I said, we were having a fight, and something got into our ducks and our geese, and our ducks and our geese suffered because she and I were doing stupid married people stuff. But in Chuck's defense,
oh, here we go.
in Chuck's defense, I made it up. I tried to make it up. You want to show them how I made it up?
Yeah, we'll show you.
Let me show you how I made up for me being Chuck being
Chuck.
Being Chuck. So I went on. Well, you can't hardly find anything on Marketplace anymore.
Oh no!
That's nice. So I went on Craigslist and I searched for Khaki Campbell duck eggs, and I found some Khaki Campbell duck eggs about 2 hours away. But I found some Khaki Campbell ducklings up in Mount Airy. About what, an hour and 10 minutes?
About an hour.
About an hour away. Left holding the handle. So I went and bought Saundra some khaki Campbell ducklings. Let me raise it up a little. See if I remember.
Oh, I got a good shot of them here. Oh, they're growing. Hello, baby ducks. They're really growing.
So I found 5 khaki Campbell ducklings. They've been here, actually it's been over a week now. About 10 days. They've been here about 10 days, but they're doing good. I had to pay $10 a piece for them. So I paid $50 for 5 ducks. That sounds like a country song. $50 for 5 ducks driving in my trucks. But I tried to make it up. So we've got some khaki Campbell ducklings here, and we'll see how they do. I don't know if they're males or females, but we have replacements. They're pretty, ain't they?
Very.
All right, y'all, there it is. That's probably about all I think that's about all I'm gonna do and film for today. I didn't get near as much done as I wanted to get done. We had a couple of rain showers come through. I wanted to do a little bit more pasture clipping and get some of that fescue knocked down and some of those seed heads and some of that stemmy stuff kind of knocked over, but I didn't do that. I don't mind mowing with that tractor and the bush hog when it's wet if I have to, because it does put a little extra strain on it. I mean, it handles it fine. It's a pretty stout old tractor. But I just rather, if I don't have to, I'd rather not. And today was not a have-to case to go back out there and mow that fescue down and get it knocked over. The cows are on their rotation, and based on where they're at, and they're 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks from getting back down there. So it's fine. We'll get it one day. I'd also wanted to, I've got the mowing head on the excavator, and I want to do a little bit of fence line clearing and mow along the road, going out the driveway, because I sold my boom mower that goes on the back of that new Honda. I sold that thing last year so that I could buy this mower to go on the excavator. Didn't get that done either. Y'all ever have those days you wake up and you've got a laundry list of stuff you're gonna do, and you get into it and you just kind of, it's like something's popping over, like trying to swim in pudding. You just can't make any progress. And today was just one of those days. I just felt like I was trying to swim upstream in a river of pudding all day and just couldn't get any traction. But that's fine. Some days are just like that. And I've got to travel for work tomorrow, so ain't much happening tomorrow either. But anyway, like we'd said, y'all, I hope you enjoy our content. We don't make stuff up around here. We don't do stuff to generate, clicks and views and that kind of thing. And if you ever feel like we do, if we've done something and you feel like, oh, that's fake, call me out, ask me about it. Like on these investigator that came, I had so many people that were kind of questioning that. I felt like it was time to clear the air. And so that's why I finally decided to let y'all know exactly what that was all about. And there it is. That's just the way it went down. So anyway, I think I'm rambling now. Like I always say, please keep us in your prayers. And God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video.